Okay, we're back, y'all. We are back. We're back on a whole another different topic in the title, and I ended those other videos. I just wanted to make sure I, got tucked in on those. And this is more of, I should have put screwed and chopped in the title, but I didn't have enough room. Yeah, I didn't have enough room, y'all. But yeah, as I was sort of saying, my videos, I've been telling y'all, they keep on flagging my shit. They keep flagging any video that has like anything to do with Alien, Skinny Bob. I swear it's like they're going through each one. So the video that I did yesterday about Dulce, New Mexico, blocked. It don't make no damn sense. It really don't. It don't make no damn sense. So I figured I'd come back up on here and show y'all some more. But the one I really want to show you is these jellyfish in space that we were talking about yesterday. So listen, I'm sort of just doing a screwed and chopped right now, y'all. Anything goes. There ain't no telling what I may talk about. But I am going to show you this video of what appears to be these jellyfish by the millions that are definitely in space, and this is on NASA footage.
Solar panels stretched out.
Shout out to Of Sound Mind and Body, by the way.
Zips past the ISS right in front of the camera.
Damn.
Then, a few seconds later, a smaller object does the same.
Now that looks like one of those electro-pulsated little jellyfish.
Then again,
wait till you
a
see
large
this.
UFO floats by.
They can't even hide it.
What do you think happens next? If you guessed NASA switching to a different camera, you'd be correct.
Of course,
But if you think it's to hide the fact UFOs are being seen, you'd be wrong. Nope. It's actually to get a better view of this UFO drifting behind the space shuttle, extremely far off in the distance.
I think that looks like one of those electrical pulsating jellyfish.
As it makes its way towards the top of the screen.
What I'm trying to say is there's creatures in space. For sure. And I'm actually bringing something up.
Hello.
Sorry, I got it up. But anyway, I'll prove my case here in a minute.
Next clip, we see a view of Earth as she rotates. It's hard to tell what part of the Earth this is, but can you see what's floating by at the bottom of the screen? Look here. If you think that this is just space debris, ask yourself this: can debris change direction? But guess what? NASA was actually zoomed in on the object because they pull back the zoom after the UFO has passed. So they were watching this thing the whole time on purpose, in our opinion, of course. If you think that's weird, well, a few seconds later, they zoom in to yet another object of interest, right here. Once they get the UFO in the center of the screen, they start tracking it. If it was just debris,
hey everybody in the chat, Skyatticus,
why would NASA follow these things?
Hey Doreen,
this
how
one
are
in
you?
particular
Hey Big Chris.
appears to be massive. It even looks as if it's pulsating as well.
We're gonna have a
Then,
little paranormal.
NASA really zooms into this thing.
That really looks like one of those electrical pulsating jellyfishes.
When it finally gets out of frame, NASA adjusts the camera once more to find it.
It looks biological to me. But we're gonna revisit some archived video.
When we come back, you'll see more examples of.
I absolutely love these rare NASA footage. I'm gonna copy a link to this video. This is of Sound Mind and Body. Definitely subscribe to their channel. I love their rare NASA footage. I don't know who over there is pouring over that stuff, but we're talking hours, okay, of footage from everything from the space stations to the different, we had a couple of shuttles that we've lost, Columbia and Challenger. And there is video from even visits to space of very strange things, not to mention, in one case, a snake that seemed to be following the space station. Because, a lot of people are like, well, what would happen to you when you get into space? Could you even breathe? Well, what they say happens is that the wetness of the water within the body instantly freezes or whatever. So, yeah, I don't think it would be a very painless way to go, that's for sure. But is it really what they say? And so there is this talk about this experiment that went down in which jellyfish were released in the atmosphere of Earth in space just to see what would happen. And one of the findings that NASA came back with on this was that after these jellyfish spent time in space, they supposedly didn't release them in space. They supposedly just had them on the shuttle during their trip. But when these jellyfish were brought back down to Earth, they didn't understand up from down, left from right. There was many jellyfish that were actually born in space during this trip. Apparently they reproduced fast, and they also were off. Didn't know up from down, right from left, whatever. But I when I look at stuff like this, I sort of wonder, have we humans had anything to do with releasing animals in space for testing and scientific purposes? Which, come on, let's be real. That would be one of the coolest tests to do, is to release an actual creature into space to see what would happen. Period. Would it survive? Would it grow to survive? Would it evolve over time and be able to handle, being in space? I don't know, but I still find this video so fascinating, you guys. State Department, this disclosure everybody's talking about, again, I don't think aliens are flying in metal spacecraft necessarily. I don't even think I need to replay my voice talking. I think I can actually just find these videos. Decades. And back in the 80s and 90s, we also had our space station. And I think his name is Stormy Musgrove. He's an astronaut. He was on the ISS space station. Back in the 90s, he was very pivotal in landing a satellite in minutes, constantly moving, okay? And he filmed it. Now, the pulsating space. I'm just going to grab the name of the video because I don't, for some reason, I don't feel like hearing myself talk from this day. So listen, hold on. STS-80 space jellyfish. Now, there was a tether, what they call the tether incident, okay? And listen, I'm just going to let you watch this yourself, and then I want to show you this amazing video of what appears to be millions of jellyfish that lightning basically strikes on a storm on Earth, and I'm talking millions of them appeared to, like it scared them or something, and they just instantly, you see this, it's almost like seeing a flurry or like a group of cattle on the range. It was so many of them. It's like, what the heck is that? And this was all filmed from the space station. And what you're witnessing right there in that first part of that video is they're filming at the space station, and these, whatever that was, there's a lightning storm on Earth, lightning flashes, and they immediately go the opposite way. Maybe, lightning to them is something that is extremely dangerous or whatnot. I don't know, but very interesting to say the least. That's NASA recorded video. So anyway, let's continue. Now this goes into the tether incident, but again, here's a link so you have that. But here we go. I'm going to be muted. They are inside the space station filming this from the inside.
In that call reporting that the crew can see the tether and see the satellite. It's beautiful. This view showing
That is a tether. Let me fill y'all in. That is a tether that got disconnected from the ISS, from the space station. Hey, Battle Roach. And I heard it was a very expensive tether at that, but it somehow got disconnected, and they couldn't do anything but let it just float away. So as it's floating away, they're seeing all this strange activity all of a sudden. And then they start filming. And then as you notice, as they start filming, you start realizing that there is thousands, if not millions, of some sort of creature pulsating like with an electrical pulse out here, inspecting this tether. Now, my first question is, any of these creatures, again, our fault? Did we release jellyfish into space? Did they survive it? And are they now out in space thriving? That's basically my question, because that is a known experiment that NASA did. They said they did not release them into space, but do you really believe everything NASA says? I'm just saying. But anyway, let's continue with this, and then I'm going to show you another amazing video that was captured from the space station that seems to show and back up this theory that these aren't, I don't think these are UFOs. I think these are biological organisms, animals that live in space above the Earth's atmosphere.
Again, just moving into sunrise. 81 nautical miles now from Columbia.
Franklin, we see a long line, a couple of star-like things, and a lot of things swimming in the foreground. Can you describe what you're seeing?
Well, the long line is a tether, and there's a little bit of debris that kind of flies with us, and it's illuminated by the sun at such low angle. So there's a lot of stray light, and it's getting washed out quickly. But Claude is trying to do a quick, good job here adjusting the cameras.
Copy that.
You know that description by the crew. This is the tether in the satellite. The satellite with approximately 12 miles of tether still attached to it. Columbia and the satellite are now just passing over the west coast of northern Africa. The two spacecraft are now 90 nautical miles apart. Controllers for the satellite did have communications with it during the close pass between Columbia and the satellite.
Columbia, Houston, that's a much better view, a lot more contrast visible. And how wide does that tether appear to be? It seems to resemble a much wider strand than we'd expect. Can you describe which way the satellite is visible on that strand?
Hey, Senorita Flowers, welcome to the Leak US side over here. Yeah, Battle Roach, great questions. But you can clearly see that those aren't UFOs like we're thinking. Those are clearly some sort of a biological
Satellite
entity
now
of some kind.
100
Space
nautical
creature.
miles.
You completely unzoomed, and you see the full extent of the tether. I tried to adjust the focus, but I can't get better than that.
Okay, Claude.
And they
Thank you.
thrive off electricity, which would make sense.
I'd like to take a look at the future, if there is any at all. Well, there's always some. Do you see mankind moving into space? I think it's the only way that the only possible solution. I don't say that they will, but it's the only way, I think, for them to go. There's no place to go except up and out. To move into space, is there any mutation necessary for man, or do you think we're equipped to go? I don't think we're equipped to go. That's the point. It would require a biologic mutation quite as drastic as was involved in the shift from water to land. Mm-hmm. But the possibility, the air-breathing potential must be there before the transition can be made. Otherwise, it's simply suicidal. And psychologically? Well, any physiological mutation is going to involve profound psychological changes necessarily. And do you see that taking place here already? Or is it very far away? Well, no, I don't think it's very far away at all. We know that if people, if the astronauts should stay in space, say, for 5 years, they'd lose almost all their bones. If you don't use it, you lose it. Mm-hmm. And skeletal structure has no use in a weightless environment. So the end result would be something rather like a jellyfish, I imagine.
Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting coming from an astronaut? Hey, thank you, Senorita. I appreciate that Cash App, girl. I heard it go up. I was like, what is that? Thank you. I'll get a nice little cup of coffee on that, babe. I'm so sick of Amazon charging me with stuff, and I don't even know what they're charging me for. Like, that's how Amazon's gotten so rich. They got some sort of scam. But anyway, isn't that interesting, though? Now, that's William Burroughs, astronaut, scientist, okay? And he's talking, and now you look at his age, and he's talking like, maybe it's not too far away. Maybe we can evolve in space as long as we have that air breathing potential. Then he mentions jellyfish. Okay, so check this out. And look how they these videos go down. Hold on, of sound, mind, and body. That should have immediately came up. That should have been the first thing, being the fact I put the title word for word
These types of
in
objects,
it.
as they're viewed by NASA.
Man, I'm telling you, YouTube is screwing with those of us that show this type of content. We're getting flagged. They're not ranking our videos up. If you literally search for them via the title exactly as it is, you just seen for yourself what came up. This video didn't even come up. I had to put the name of the channel in there with the search, even though the title was exact. And I'm seeing that type of behavior happening to my channel as well, which is just, okay, whatever. Every single video, especially if it's a Skinny Bob one, those all get blocked. I have to come back and either rectify something or come back and fight a fake copyright. I've had people with fake, like totally fake company names try to flag or block. Then they'll try to age restrict it so that you can't even search through. Anyway, enough of that. This, what I'm about to show you, is an absolutely stunning video. Stunning. And it's going to basically reinforce what we sort of were watching. Is there jellyfish in space? I don't know, but I'll tell you something. What you're about to see is absolutely amazing. I'm going to go mute. Hey, Chris with Mars Anomalies and Beyond. Good to see you. Hold on, let me put, this is a heavy hitter over there. During the STS mission, that tether 1 mile long was surrounded by various sized UFOs. Some of these UFOs were 1/4 mile in width. Thank you. Interesting. I didn't know those details, and those details are very important. Thank you for that. So check this out, guys. Thanks for coming through, by the way. It's good to see you.
Outside of the space shuttle. We'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around with us out of Sound, Mind, and Body. In this next video, you can see the space shuttle as viewed in space by NASA. And yet again, another UFO, only to see the same type of objects float by. Objects that appear to be pulsating and traveling in many directions at once, indicating that they might not be in Earth's orbit. But we're only speculating here. To end this particular clip, NASA once again changes camera angles to a view of mission control as a gentleman on the bottom of the screen spins a belt or a tie or something. And finally, we have this bizarre scene. First, we see the Earth in all of its beauty, but what happens next is simply breathtaking. Thousands, if not millions, of these objects appear out of nowhere, almost as if they are leaving Earth's atmosphere. It almost looks like bubbles rising to the top of a glass of soda. How could they not be there 1 minute, then the next engulf the screen entirely? These things look angelic at this point, which makes us wonder if they are actually living creatures. Do you think that's a possibility?
I still cannot get over this. I mean, I can't get over how stunning that is. Just wow. So rare NASA footage. Okay. Space station. They're cruising along in the space station, and
if they are alive, it could change how we view space forever. NASA then starts to pan their cameras to see as many of these things as possible. They are everywhere. It's so strange because they were nowhere to be found at the beginning of the clip. It really is a beautiful thing, no matter what they may be. Anyway, we of course are not saying that these are in fact UFOs or living creatures. We leave it up to you to decide what you think they are. We just want to provide you with the information as best as we can. Because they pull back the zoom after the UFO has passed.
Well, we're very appreciative, okay, of this footage. And, you know, of Sound, Mind, and Body, who's probably over there spending hours searching through this stuff. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And so many questions, so little, you know, no answers ever. No answers ever, right? But listen, guys, it's been cool hanging out with you guys. We've been here almost an hour. Actually, this is our second video of the morning. You know, definitely go check out the Crimes and Investigations channel. I did do an update today over there of one of the FBI's top 10 most wanted captured down in Mexico. Very, you know, just a little short update over there. But I wanted just to come and chop it up with you guys today on this beautiful Sunday. Enjoying the fact that the snow is definitely starting to melt, although we do still have some here on the ground in Texas. So yes, everybody be safe out there. And thanks to everybody who came through. And, you know, I may catch you guys later on this evening. We may, you know, do another Screwed and Chopped or whatever. And we may and by the way, for those of you that follow my Behance site, I did do an update with 2 additional traces. Wait, let me drop you the link for that before you guys go. I know that some of you sort of watch that mood stream gallery that I've been putting together or whatnot of these little traced little creatures that I feel like you know, that's what they are or whatever. But I added one yesterday, you know, a little bit, still working on a redo of, you know, the mural, what I believe is that mural. But this is one that I added in yesterday. And thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. This one, oh, here, let me drop a link to the Behance site. This is kind of where I go. I've been learning Photoshop, and you know, y'all know I'm so proud of my new little iPad Pro or whatever. The last iPad I had was one of the old ones that are so old and you couldn't even update it. So, but this was, they've got this creative selection of programs, and probably the main one everybody talks about is Photoshop. It is a chore to try to understand that product and learn that product. I mean, I could literally take like a training course on it or something. But outside of that, and updating, you know, tracing out these videos, this was one that I felt really interesting. And I also have another shot in another soul, a very similar looking little creature. And it's actually 2 of them lying next to each other side by side. And so I'm going to definitely get that one traced out and updated. And somehow I must have messed up my Behance, because now I've got, like, instead of it appending the photo, I don't know, I did something, but this was another one that I updated. See, y'all, I'm even trying to learn how to shade. I'm even trying to learn how to shade these things, but this was another this is just what I feel I see. So take it for what it is. You know, I may be literally Tracy. I may be having some pareidolia, you know, I don't know. I don't think so, and I do study these images for quite a while before I get to doing it. And this was the other one. This one was really cool. This is that one off of that Soul 2658. I just kind of named it like the furry Mars creature and his 3-eyed friend. He almost looks like a similar little 3-eyed, you know, the little 3-eyed creature we were looking at on top of what I think is that Mars mural rock or whatnot of, you know. But anyway, this was what we came up with. So yeah, man, I'm getting better with the tracing out and the using of the Photoshop tools. I'm a newbie totally, though. But one thing that has helped me is that fill feature, or being able to enable that feature or learn the feature where when you go over a certain part of the photo, it can pick that color up. You can actually automatically fill that color, which is really cool in Photoshop. So there's definitely some colors going on. And this is just an amazing photo, period. Just period. just like whatever, right? Anyway, guys, who knows? But we're still on our our little hunt. And there's the little creature I was talking about. This guy right here, this little three-eyed guy. Who knows? Maybe some of these, I could speculate on this crap for days. Let me get my butt off of here. Guys, listen, y'all have a really great Sunday. I will see you guys next time. Much love, everybody.